It was amazing how many children you could fit in a minivan if you tessellated carefully and maintained only the most basic level of safety. 4 in the very back, 2 of whom were painfully wedged in the space normally afforded to one child. A single lap belt over those 2. A choice both illegal and stupid, but there you go. And thank goodness they were skinny. Francis Bloom always had this vague belief that in the event of an accident, the pressure of all those little bodies would hold them in place. 10 seconds with a physicist would have cleared that up, but she didn't know any. And seeing as she rarely made it above 20 miles per hour in traffic, she might have been right. She was a careful driver, especially with other people's kids in the car, and so far she hadn't needed to put her nutball theory to the test. In the middle, the 2 littlest ones sat securely in actual car seats. And next to her in the front, holding sway over the CD player, with the attention to power and detail only a teenager could wield, her eldest daughter, Ava. 7 children, the genetic arsenal of 4 families. One big crash, and the entire neighborhood would have had funeral scheduling issues. Not that it was a joking matter, of course. Francis just had these thoughts. What could you do? Rather than fight them and run the risk that they'd deepen her wrinkles, she just let the buggers run. She'd been doing this carpool for too long, she thought. It probably wasn't a good sign that a car crash sounded like just one of several options, rather than something to be avoided. But honestly, how many times could you break up a fight over the CD player, or who had to sit in the middle, or whether they could watch a DVD, which they couldn't, and never could have, even before the in-car machine broke? When it was a full house, like this morning, it got so raucous that a tribe of howler monkeys would have fallen silent in awed appreciation. Mind you, these were professional children, the offspring of creative people and deep thinkers who'd marveled over them as babies, encouraged them to express themselves as toddlers, and wished they'd been more consistent and mean to them now that they were old enough to sass back. In the far back seat, she had the 2 sibling children of her neighbors Anne and Charlie Porter, Kate and Theo. Lovely names, less than lovely children. Kate, 6, specialized in the surprise attack, and often sat silently through the entire trip, rousing herself only to shove her brother viciously out of the van at the other end. Theo, 10, never saw it coming. It wasn't that he was thick, per se. It was just that he never saw it coming. Theo himself preferred a full frontal physical assault, with optional screaming in the ears. God knew how that dynamic would play out in therapy.